Okay, hello everyone, and in today's video, I'm gonna be giving my opinion on every single stand in the game because I felt like this was necessary because I feel like you guys don't know, maybe you know like some stands that I think are OP, but this time I'm gonna, use my subs to publicly speak out on the tier of the broken stands in this game. So yeah, let's get right into it. So, first stand is gonna be okay, very controversial. Now, I might be a little bit biased, as you know, it's Six Pistols, but listen, okay. So, I, I'm thinking of putting it in S tier, but it isn't really unstoppable because like time stop stands and like you could still like I've seen people like block the multi shot, block the redirection, and dodge the prone shot, and then you know make make this stand kind of useless. And also people like the average Six Pistols user, if he runs into Gyacho in 1v1s, he will lose, like guaranteed. So this stand definitely does have some counters. Now again, it's very frustrating to fight if you're fighting someone like me who like runs the whole game with it. So for now, I'm gonna put it top A. Definitely a really strong stand because if you hit the multi shot and they don't block, it's kind of over depending on what spec you have. Because if you have like boxing, you can just keep running and you will never die. But if you have spin, you insta kill someone. If you have spin and they don't block, then that's kind of it for them. But then for the second stand on this list, it's actually Aerosmith, so one of my favorite stands. So Aerosmith, I'm actually gonna go put in B tier as balanced stands. So Aerosmith is a really good stand now, actually. After the 2021 Halloween buff, the shadow buff of Vola Barrage, which made it last like 40 seconds, which was insane. But it's obviously been nerfed a multitude of times. But I think now it's balanced. Like generally in 1v1s, all you have to do is just block like the Vola Barrage. If you have Streetness 2, you can block the entire Vola Barrage, but if you don't, then it will block break. But just block all of the Vola Barrage and then just eat them with like a barrage or something. So I think Aerosmith, definitely a balanced stand, but maybe in team fights can give you a bit of trouble. Next, we have Anubis. What is this photo? We have Anubis, and I'm actually gonna go put Anubis in A tier. Now, the only reason I'm not gonna put it in S tier is because 90% of the people that play this stand don't use the 5th M1. The 5th M1 is like the most OP thing about Anubis now, actually, because it block breaks, and that's crazy. The fact that it block breaks definitely, most definitely, makes the stand a strong competitor because you can then combo it and give your opponent a ton, like 15 stacks of poisons, and that's why it's also in the A tier because the poison is absolutely insane. It does way too much damage. I wouldn't put it in unstoppable because I can clap Anubis very easily, but I mean, it's still a very good stand. Next, we have Beach Boy. Now, Beach Boy, we have in the all right stance tier. Now, for those of you who don't know, the all right stance tier is for stands that could maybe need a small buff, but I wouldn't give it to them. Beach Boy is like one of these stands that, if given a buff, can definitely kick some ass. Because already Beach Boy, if you're blind or stupid, they can just keep rod throwing you, or throwing stuff at you, and then like slapping in the middle of barrages, and that hurts. Like with Amon, that does like 40 damage. So I think that Beach Boy definitely underrated, but it's also not OP because you can literally like parry and dodge everything. And the rod throw and the hook pierce. So the hook pierce doesn't even bleed 90% of the time, and then both of the rod throw and the hook pierce have the hitbox of like a paper airplane. So yeah, all right stands. Next, we have no, just, yeah, straight in the it's completely, this stand is completely unstoppable. You can't get near it because You will just get insta counter, then comboed into oblivion. Like it's OP. Surface inversion does like 40 with boxing, F plus bleed. Counter completely, like you can. It's not like you can bait out a. It's very likely to bait out like a KCR counter than a C Moon one, just because I don't know. Most C Moon players actually kind of know when to counter, but like C Moon is just a completely OP stand. Yes, they got the gravitational shift, but I feel like even without that, it's just unstoppable. You can do so much with C Moon. It's usable with every spec, so it's just OP. Next, we have Crazy Diamond, and I think that Crazy Diamond, despite how strong it is, I'm gonna put in the balanced stance tier in front of Aerosmith, because I mean, this stand is OP, but I feel like there's the people that play it are not good enough to show its true power, so I think it's remained like balanced. Because I don't really have too much trouble with Crazy Diamonds, because when I go in 1v1s, I definitely feel when a stand is like overpowered, and I don't think Crazy Diamonds are actually overpowered. I think it's pretty balanced now, because you can block your Angelo and stuff, so yeah. I mean, the counter is still like broken, but still it's whatever. Next we have Cream. Now Cream, I genuinely Cream bad stands. Cream is just trash, I feel like. So like the combos you can do with Cream are limited, especially because you can only do them if you hit Void Surprise. The Void Surprise is Cream's only move for damage, and how I've been countering Creams recently, just run at them and M1 them, and they'll try to use moves in between your M1s, and everything just cancels. But despite Cream, I think being a bad stand, I think it could use like a small buff, like an extra move or something, like the GE or kicks. But I feel like this stand, if got on a buff, I feel like it would be way too OP. It could definitely jump from D to A if it got a buff, but yeah, that's just my opinion. Now, normal D4C, remember this is normal D4C, it's trash. No love train. The clones do low damage, have low HP, they despawn after you're far away from it, so low damage again, yeah, just trash. Then GE. Now I think GE is in a pretty bad spot right now, but I don't think it's its fault. I did have some problems with the GE, so I'm actually gonna put it in the balanced stance. Some could argue it needs a buff. I argue that it doesn't, because for now I'm thinking of all the times that I get zoom punch, like block broken with like the frog, and I get half my HP removed. So, you know, I think this is kind of a good spot for G. Not in this meta, obviously, but I think balanced stance is a good place for it. Next, come on now. Like, do I really have to say anything? Counters. He counters every single stand in the game. Nullifies time stop. Nullifies time erase. Nullifies a bunch of other moves. He can just take out your stand and still get the barrage off the RTC. He's immune to, I mean, the awakening gets you true damage reduction, faster movement speed. The birds do 13 damage each. The beam does 30 block breaks. The bird does 47. You have a 50 HP heal. Like, it's completely uncounterable right now. So I mean, I hope they do something about it, because it's extremely frustrating, and I cannot stress that enough. This stand is way too broken, and people have to do something about it really, really fast, because it doesn't make sense how something like Cream can just use Void Surprise and Bro can just counter and do all of his HP. So I mean, yeah. Now we have Hierophant Green. Hierophant Green, I'm gonna put in the balanced stance. It's not a great stand because it's not that versatile, because like when you use like the Emerald Splash, like you can't pilot with it anymore. Like you can't like Emerald Splash and then pilot. I feel like that makes it a way worse stand now after the pilot nerf. However, if you do set your Roblox to 240 FPS, and it's not an FPS unlocker, Roblox now is at 240 FPS, it's in the settings. Hierophant Green's pilot will just go crazy. like Aerosmith and Hierophant Green's pilot, they will move to light speed. That's a nerf for Aerosmith, but a buff for like Hierophant Green, because Hierophant Green doesn't like desummon when he hits the ground with the pilot. So, I mean, Hierophant Green high damage. In 1v1s, it might be like in the great stands, but I feel like this tier list is like kind of overall mostly. I think Hierophant Green is definitely a great stand, but people know how to counter it, and there's meta stands with counters, so it's not really that good right now. Now, Hermit Purple. Definitely one of my guilty pleasures in this game, but I think genuinely feel like Hermit Purple is balanced because you can block grapple, block first Vine Trap, block second Vine Trap, and then for double Vine Slap, you can either dash, run on him and cancel it with like a barrage or something, or you can just block first hit and then side dash on second hit, so it's not even that bad. This stand has been a menace for 3 years, and now it's pretty balanced, which I'm happy for, so, you know, it won't get nerfed, but, you know. Next is King Crimson. Now, I think King Crimson is definitely, I don't know, man. I'm in between the balanced and the great. I think I'm gonna go for, yeah, fine. We'll go with great, because actually no, balance, because KC is in a bad spot in the meta, because I feel like the people that use it don't use it correctly, and I feel like if this stand was used actually correctly, it could definitely go in the unstoppable stands. But yeah, I mean, the Impale does really good damage, bleed. The Chop, amazing. Time Erase, decent. Sometimes it bugs out, and yeah, I mean, that Mon speed pretty good, destructive power pretty good, so I'm gonna put in balanced stands because it's not like any of these guys who are just OP. Now next we have KCR, and I think KCR I'm gonna actually put in the unstoppable stance tier. I think KCR is not at all used correctly, and I feel like if it would be used correctly, it would be like the best stand. I feel like people don't use it that much. I feel like people use it pretty bad, just like rush in and spam your epitaph and just M1 with it. But I feel like if played a bit better, it could definitely be an unstoppable stand. I mean, at the moment, it's probably like great stands, which is why I'm gonna put it here. But I feel like if played well, easily unstoppable. Mr. President, trash. All the moves are cancelable. The Kidnap has the wind up of 5 million years and is also parryable, so I think this stand actually needs a buff. And I think a buff that Mr. President could use is Kidnap being uncancelable. And I think that if Mr. President did get this buff, it could even go all the way here. It would be insane. Because you could just like, people just barrage and think, oh, it's Mr. President, I'm going to cancel the Kidnap, but no. Then they get kidnapped, and with Hamon, it's a 50 damage key shake, so yeah. Next, normal Killer Queen, garbage. No bites of dust, just straight ass. Made in Heaven. Now, Made in Heaven, I wanted to talk about Made in Heaven for so long now. And I genuinely am going to say that Made in Heaven is an alright stand. I would put it in the bad stands, but I mean, it has like good abilities, but I think that MIH actually does maybe need a buff. MIH is not good right now, like at all. It's not good. You can't do anything in the time excel. Sometimes your game crashes with uni reset. Speed Slice, yeah, good. A true block break with bleed, but like infinite speed, just a garbage move, just gives your opponent a free parry. Heaven's Judgment, it's mid. You can just block it or dodge it or whatever, and it can still be hit during the Heaven's Judgment, and that's pretty big. So I think it's pretty bad right now. I just think it's not that good. It doesn't have much potential. Maybe with Pluck, it could go up to like Balance, but nah. Next, we have MR. My favorite stand, besides Six Pistols, I'm gonna put actually in the Balance tier. MR, perfectly balanced, genuinely. Like, I'm being real here. Doesn't need no nerf, doesn't need no buff. Perfectly fine. You know, Red Bind burns. Crossfires do a shitload of damage, but are blockable. You can literally just block it. Red Bind's blockable and cancelable. The big Crossfire, the one that bypasses block, is easily dodgeable, and I mean it gives burn, so that's good. Big area damage. Then we have the Bakugo, Hyper Armor. Good damage, good combo escape. So it's pretty nice stand. Pretty versatile, I like it. Purple Haze, balanced. If this stand got a buff, it would be easily S tier. This stand is really good, I think. I mean, if it didn't damage you as much, then I think it could definitely even go in great stands, but it's a crazy stand, and people just don't realize it. So yeah. RHCP, alright stands. I think it could use, actually no, balance, because this guy, if he got a buff, he would be like the most OP thing ever, I feel like. Because I don't know, I just have this vibe of RHCP. When I fight him in 1v1s also, like I get pretty frustrated because this thing is actually like a powerhouse when you have the Electrify with the pilot. So yeah. Next we have Silver Chariot, SC. I think I'm gonna put in the great stand. No, maybe balance. I think balance. This definitely isn't the best meta for a Silver Chariot because, I mean, it's been nerfed, but like, this stand is crazy. Like, you can just walk up to someone, knuckle sandwich, or zoom punch, and then like million pricks, and then just like liver shot, just like cycle slash into a bunch of stuff in the middle of it, and does a boatload of damage. The last shot's a pretty good move. So yeah, definitely balanced. Sticky Fingers, garbage. Everything's like blockable. You can like parry the beat down. Like, this thing does no damage. It does 0 damage. Now, does this thing deserve a buff? Probably. And is it good? No. This stand is really bad, so yeah, that's why it's in the bad stance. It could use a buff. Now, SCR, yeah, straight up there. Get out of here. You have, okay, now I'm about to go on a rant, but on one of those rants, like, okay, SCR has a move which you just press at any given moment. You gain 7.5 seconds of complete immunity, and you reflect back the attacks to your enemies, so they get damaged for using their own attacks and wasting their cooldowns. And you can just pose in the middle of your own shadow. You can just, whatever, you can just run away. It's completely OP. I mean, still Tusk Act 4 can bypass the your own shadow, but that's it. And it's useless considering that SCR has Conqueror's Will, which literally, even though Paragon, last balance change, limited it to 40%, that the SCR user could only do 40% in it, that's cap. When I go in 1v1s, so SCR users can do about 70% of my HP, and I still don't know how, which is absolutely insane. You just press a button, and then I'm on the ground, the block breaks, and you can also move stack it. What SCR users do is they Conqueror's Will and then hold block, which makes it uncancelable. So yeah, it's definitely a problem. I mean, helping hand, damage reduction, more speed, air barrage, half HP. The your own shadow is the problem. It has to get nerfed because it's just too strong. Still the best stand in the game alongside these two guys. Then next we have Stone Free. I know you're shocked, believe me, but this thing is OP. If you just go in 1v1s and someone's using Stone Free Vamp, the combos that they can do with the Vamp, and also like, oh, you're on the ground, let me string lasso you, and then barrier, and then just 15 million things, and just true combo literally everything. After the string lasso buff, this stand is OP. Has 3 beatdowns, range beatdown. I mean, it's also pretty balanced by, I mean, the ore kicks, you know, the string barrier, the string lassos are stupid, so yeah, great stance. Scary monsters, great stance. After the rework, this stand is, I mean, the pre-rework version, I dare say, was actually stronger. The head charge was just broken, but I think this stand now is great because all you have to do is like spam buttons, spam Dino armies, and spam retransform and just barrage first. Does 2 damage, and it's just insane. I mean, good players can probably counter it pretty well, but still, I think it doesn't really matter most of the time. Now, Star Platinum. Star Platinum is crazy. It's crazy. Star Platinum, I don't know, because it's balanced because you can block stuff, but the inhale just makes it BS. I really want to put it in the unstoppable stance. Yeah, I'm putting it. I don't care. This stand could definitely be unstoppable, and I've seen like multiple leaderboard players and multiple like actually really good people, definitely better than me at SP, play SP, and it's just like you don't even know what's going on. Like they just like time skip knuckle sandwich, inhale, and then they just like M1, and then they like M2, and you thought it was a jawbreaker, so you like barrage, and they jawbreak. Like it's the people that use this stand and are very good with it. It's an extremely solid stand. Rage mode, it's beautiful. The aura kicks, beautiful too. And so yeah, that's why it's. I don't necessarily think it needs a nerf. I just think, I don't know. It's just a stand. I'm getting the vibe from that stand. So yeah, the next SPTW, I'm gonna put it in the great stands. SPTW definitely. I mean, there we go. SPTW definitely a really, really good stand. I don't think it's unstoppable because it's actually very easy to counter, just parry and stuff. But yeah, the Awakening makes it the Awakening and the beatdown make it a worthy opponent, especially after the Skull Crusher and Platinum stand buff, which lowered their wind-ups and slightly increased their damage. So yeah, it's pretty nice. And you can also come off the knockdown Skull Crusher. So yeah. Then next we have Tusk Act 1. Genuinely, Tusk Act 1, Tusk Act 1, Tusk Act 2, and Tusk Act 3, I'm gonna put all in the balanced. I don't care. Fight me on it. These 3 stands, go on YouTube and search up these 3 stands, and you'll see like fab combos which loop infinitely, and these stands, they look like little cute guys, but they're a menace. They're really strong. Now Tusk Act 4, I really want to put it in unstoppable. Yeah, screw it, unstoppable. This stand is actually, I'm moving SP down to gray. It's okay. So I wanna have the unstoppable stands like limited. Tusk, extremely OP. Do I even have to say anything? Beat down, a heal move, a move you can escape with, a move you can combo with, a move that is literally instant. Whenever you press the button, this stand goes through time slot, goes through your own shadow, goes through Love Train. I mean, it has 3 ranged moves. One which does a boatload of damage and is unblockable. Then you have a series of ones which are uncancelable, and you can just spam at any given moment. And even if you miss them, there's the wormhole nails, and you just rebring those back into like 7 nails. And if one hits, you can like confirm the uppercut, which is insane. So like this time it just counters everything. If it wasn't for these 2 guys with counters, this time would be the best. So now the hand, it's all right. You're never gonna beat a good player with a hand. I mean, in the video that I killed the number 26 and he had SP boxing and I killed him with a hand. Okay, that was chance. He was just terrible. Like the hand, it's not good right now. It's all right. I'm not saying it needs a buff, but it does not need a nerf. Definitely not. I think it's balanced now. You could easily just counter and parry. So yeah. But it's not bad because if you hit an erasure, you're kind of cooked. So now to WoW, the World Alternate Universe. I'm definitely gonna. I'm thinking of, because it's balanced, but it's good. I'm gonna put just in the great stance because it's pretty good. I like 2-0. I think it's definitely balanced right now. You can cancel the revolver. You know, the knives are blockable and stuff, so pretty cool. Now 2-0 fell off. This stand definitely fell off. I mean, I'm gonna put it in the great stance because it's the world over heaven. Bypasses the true damage. The smite is pretty good. The time stop still is 50%, but like, it's not broken. I genuinely think 2-0 does not need a nerf because 2-0 is actually in a bad spot right now, despite because like GR full counters his time stop. SCR just ignores 2-0. Simun can just counter. Like, it's like 2-0's in a pretty bad spot. So yeah. Next, the world. The world is garbage. This stand, listen, okay, fight me. This stand is garbage. It's just garbage. Road roller never hits, misses. Too high wind up. Or the kicks suck. They just suck. They're extremely annoying because they have a really fast wind up and you can't even see them half the time. But I mean, yeah, the only cool broken thing about this stand or annoying thing is that you can just block. Is that you could just spam stand jump when people are trying to like catch up to you, and it's really annoying because the stand jump has like a 10-second cooldown. So, but I definitely think the world is just a bad. It's just bad. I mean, I could definitely move it to the alright, but I just think it's trash now. Right now, it doesn't do anything. It doesn't have anything special. Time stop is also trash on it. I mean, it has rage mode, but I still think it doesn't do anything on it most of the time. Then next we have White Album. I'm gonna have to say, yeah, I think it's unstoppable right now. I mean, what can I say? It's unstoppable. If you're a White Album user and you know how to play White Album, GG's. Like, it's the freest leaderboard position ever. And while I was trying to like climb the leaderboards for that video, like literally all it took was me just using White Album. Or no, like people were just using White Album and they would just be getting like number 90. Like, come on now. It's so easy to climb with this stand. You can counter half the things in the game by just this. I mean, Tusk does bypass gently weeps, but I mean, you don't need gently weeps to counter Tusk. Just do the funny 80% combo or just flash freeze and they're doomed. Next we have White Stake. I mean, it's alright. Like, it's good because the acid spew and the pistols, and then the ability to remove stands and specs for 10 seconds is really good. But when are you ever gonna hit them? They're cancelable too. Like, it's just pretty mid. It could use a small buff, I think, but it's whatever. Next we have D4C Love Train. I mean, come on, it's Love Train. Great stance. It's crazy. It's a really, really good stand, in my opinion, because it's not only like for the Love Train and the clones, but just the destructive power and the revolver make it a pretty fine contestant. Next, soft and wet. Let's do normal first. So normal, soft and wet. It's just alright. I mean, like, it's normal. It's just like D4C and like normal Killer Queen. It's like trying to eat a sandwich, like a ham sandwich without the ham. There's just like the buns, or like a cheeseburger without the cheese and without the burger, like just the patty. Like, you know, you feel me? Like, they don't make sense alone. So yeah, just put it in alright stands. And then soft and wet go beyond. I mean, they did nerf it and it is balanced, but the nasty things you can pull this off with makes me want to put it in great stance. Because, you know, just great overall move set. The shovel has been gutted, it's whatever. The jail move is pretty strong, even though you can parry it. You can heal, you know, you can do crazy combos, you can moisturize and then pose or whatever. Definitely a good stand, especially after the, I think, Friction Plunder, the AoE one, has gotten above. So yeah, it's pretty cool. Now this is my tier list. If you have anything to say about it, please let me know in the comments. I would love to hear your feedback, because I feel like this is like something that like has to be done. and you know, it just has to be because I want to speak my voice on, you know, what's like OP, what's not, and just generally help out. So yeah, thank you all so much for watching, and see you in the next video. Bye bye.